Damn, chill, you got another one?
What's poppin'? You already know the deal. You are now rockin' with no chill for real. We about to get ill. What did you expect for me to bow down, get soft and talk politically correct? They consider me a threat, especially if they goofy, cause I clown guys, no lies, I just do it truthfully. It's on the house like Snoopy, it's free in other words. I'm a nightmare to these super squares and nerds. I barbecue 'em with words when I'm through commentating. One thing you'll never see me ever do is hating, lying, exaggerating, or fabricating for views. If you not built for the street like a pair of shoes, as square as a Rubik's Cube, stop it and leave the field, or wind up a topic on no chill for real. You square as a Rubik's Cube, stop it and leave the field, or wind up a topic on no chill for real. All gas, no brakes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes. Honor over money, gotta do what it takes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes.
Gotta stay going in.
All gas, no brakes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes. Honor over money, gotta do what it takes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes.
Hey everyone, this is Anita Bennett in downtown Los Angeles at the Criminal Courts Building, where Aunt Jefe, whose real name is Maurice Shellman, just entered a plea in his murder case. Now, I spoke with his attorney, Loist Fletcher, for the latest. You are representing Shellman, Mr. Shellman. Tell me what happened today in court.
So today, Mr. Shellman was arraigned. In other words, he entered a plea of not guilty. I substituted to the case as well, and subbed out the assigned public defender. Mm-hmm. I have not as yet received the discovery in the case. That would include the complaint, include any documents or narratives, etc., police reports supporting the charges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, discovery is pretty much just the evidence that they have against you, all the evidence that they collected and things that they're going to be using to try to find you guilty. And so I don't know exactly when. It's been a while since, of course, I've been to trial, but I know that when you are arrested in California, and I think in pretty much all states, right, but when you're arrested in California, I know that the district attorney is by law required to turn over everything that he has in discovery so you can properly fight your case.
So I have yet to review that and do a deep dive into that. So I have very limited facts at this point.
Mm-hmm. Where is Mr. Shellman being held, and what can you tell me about how he's doing?
Okay. Currently, he's being held at Twin Towers. He is in good spirits. He's happy that he has hired a private counsel and that I'm on the case. And he's maintaining.
What are his thoughts on the charges?
That I can't answer.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's subject to attorney-client privilege. I will tell you that he looks forward to his day in court.
Okay. And bail was previously set at $2 million and remain that way today. Is that too high in your opinion?
Based on what I do know about the case, $2 million bail is the schedule for a murder one, which is what Mr. Shellman is being charged with, but I believe he is being overcharged. So I believe the bail is substantially too high, and I'll be addressing that with the court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when Aunt Jefe was originally arrested, the bail, I believe, was $1 million. Then once when he went to court, it got raised to $2,050,000. So the lawyer right here that he just hired, he's saying that basically, and people was trying to say that Ant's bail was raised to $2 million because of YouTubers making certain stories, and I said no, that's not the reason that the bail was more than likely raised. I did some research, and $2 million is the standard for a person charged with a homicide, right? A murder one homicide, like the lawyer just said. The lawyer said he believes that Aunt Jefe is charged wrong, and so the bail is too high because his activities or whatever does not warrant being charged with a murder. So he's going to try to get those charges reduced, and then he'll be able to get that bail reduced. And so if he does get the charges reduced from a murder down to whatever, then that is a significantly less time that Aunt Jefe is looking at, and that definitely would be a great win in Jefe's favor.
You mentioned a videotape. Can you elaborate on that?
It's my understanding there is a videotape. I don't know what it depicts. But I do know, or I should say, I do understand that based on the opinions of the public defender, that the video substantiates my opinion that he is being overcharged. And this.
Okay, and so once again, he said the video basically substantiates his opinion that Jefe is being overcharged, right? Now, I seen a couple of people saying that Jefe was dumb for even putting himself on the scene of a crime, right? And I disagree, and here's why. This is not the 80s or the 90s right now when cameras are not everywhere. And so if you happen to put yourself at the scene of a crime when there is no cameras and all that type of stuff, then yes, that is definitely a horrible move. But Jefe already knew they had him on camera. We saw the reports came out read by Alex Alonso. They see him on camera trying to break it up, right? So just because you sit back and say, hey, man, that's not me, that's not me. We know today with today's evidence, they are going to definitely prove 100% that's him. So what they going to do, and this is just some of the things they going to do outside of if they have to going to get an FBI footage expert who can, reel in on that footage and, do all this face technology stuff and 100% prove that's Jefe. Outside of that, they would bring in the gang officer from that area who's familiar with all these individuals. He would get up there and testify that, yes, I recognize that being as, a gang member from wherever he's from, whoop-de whoop whoop. He goes by this name, so on and so forth, right? So denying that you're not there when they have you there on video, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that I was there, I just didn't participate in a murder. And so, for those individuals who say that, I believe that they are basically using some old type of ideology back from the 80s and the 90s and so on and so forth. So not only that, I believe that I seen they mentioned something about another one of the individuals who was there when he drove away. They got his license plate, they got license plates readers and all this old type of stuff, right? So they got you on camera. You can deny and say it's not me. If you drive off, they got the license plate readers reading your license plate, registering the car. That's comes back to you and all that old type of stuff. So in my opinion, those dudes were 100% wrong saying that Jefe should have never admitted to being there, because once again, if they got you on video, they got you and they gonna prove it.
This is not a murder case.
But there is a deceased person.
There is a deceased person. That is correct. But there are degrees of charges based on someone's demise, and this is not the case.
Can you tell me who hired you?
I was hired by the family of my client.
Okay. And my last question, how much, Mr. Shellman has 3 prior convictions. If he is convicted in this case, how much time is he facing?
Based on the charges, he's facing life without parole. Based on what the charges are and based on what his prior record is. So that is the worst possible case scenario, obviously.
And I told you guys that, and the name of this channel right here is Urban Hollywood 411. And I told you guys that in the video that I did, maybe a video or 2 videos ago on this topic, right? Anytime you are charged with a murder in the commission of another felony, there is only by law 2 possible solutions if they happen to find you guilty. One of those solutions is life without parole, and the other solution is the death penalty. And even though there is a moratorium on the death penalty, which means right now the governor has halted all, executions in the state of California, they still will give some individuals the death penalty, right? And so, like I told you guys, I don't think that in this situation they would ask for the death penalty for Jefe in the event that he was found guilty. But the only other choice is life without parole. And so that's why I said it would be a big win for Jefe and his legal team if his lawyer is able to argue that he is being overcharged. Whatever is on that tape does not warrant Jefe being charged with a murder one. So we definitely gonna keep our eye on this situation, man. You already know what it is. You are now rocking with No Chill for real. I'm not your doctor and I don't care how you feel. Until the next episode, respect the code.